Hey friends out there, Rob here. Today I want to talk to you about a cage for YoloBox that I use, which is very helpful in doing wireless production on set. But if you haven't heard it already, YoloBox just released a YoloBox Mini compared to the YoloBox Pro, and a really interesting device, a single HDMI streaming source. So if you haven't heard about it already, go check it out. I've done a video on it. Here is the YoloBox regular edition, OG, wrapped up in the cage of the YC Onion. This gives us lots of capabilities over here. Okay, I want to talk to you a little bit about this, how I use it on set, and the things that has been helpful for me. I'll also share with you a little bit about how to set this thing up in a wireless configuration as a director's monitor to really elevate your client and customer interactions. So let's jump right into it. First of all, you've got great cages for your cameras. You want to make sure that they don't get hurt, messed up, or injured in any kind of way on set. Why not have a great cage for YoloBox? And that's exactly what this is. We've got a cage that directly wraps YoloBox with a precision machined aluminum, as well as rubber inserts, a 1/4-20 jack on the bottom with multiple holes so that you can connect it to the YoloBox, screw the YoloBox down, and then connect adapters and additional equipment to the cage so that you can mount YoloBox wherever you'd like. You've got 4 1/4-20s on the side, you have 4 1/4-20s on this side, and you have a regular hot shoe but cold shoe attachment right here for additional equipment. Along the top, you've got these really great screw down pieces for your HDMI and other cables that screw in and hold them down. Access to all the ports for YoloBox across the top. And on the back, you have 2 additional extension 1/4-20 ports, which I'm using here with a regular Arca Swiss kind of arm, just a radial arm that's sticking off there, and it's working really nice. Now that you kind of had a look going all the way around, it doesn't add a lot of weight, being that it's made out of aluminum, and it gives it a nice solid sturdy feel. Let me share with you how I've set this up. Most of us really want to think about using YoloBox as a standalone device to stream, which is exactly what it does, in 1080p all over the place. But lots of times we place that on top of our camera. And when we place it on our camera, it really puts it in the purview of a one-man crew that's trying to do multiple things. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. In fact, that's the way I use it most of the time. However, sometimes I have clients that want to have more of a directorship role in the type of productions they do. So let's set the stage here with just a little idea of something I shot recently, the It's Time to Fly Women's Conference. In this particular instance, it was a 2-camera setup that we were going to shoot the entire thing with up to 4 mics. As we were going through, we needed to have an opportunity where we could have a wide angle that got pretty much the whole group or multiples of the group, 2s and 2s. And then we needed a close shot so that we could get a person speaking. So we chose 2 cameras for that. And as such, we wanted to have the ability for our counterpart that we were working with to be able to preview some of the types of things so they'd be able to choose what type of angles that they wanted during the show. Now, of course, we already had this set up, and of course, we were running this, but it was just an added benefit to our client. And this director's monitor configuration is what we used. So here, it was nice that this entire thing is wireless, right? So we were connecting to the wireless network at the venue, which was a secured network connection, which was hardwired, which made sure that we got the type of wireless that we want. We tested our networks and everything went well. And then we were able to walk around, and I was able to communicate with my camera crew via wireless headsets, as well as show what was going on to our counterpart over at the venue. Now, we did this a couple different ways. We used the rear attachment point, as you can see right here, to hook up 2 Vaxis wireless transmitters. Now, currently, there are no batteries on them, but I can do an NPF 970 battery on the back, and in this configuration, I can do an NPF 770 on the front one. A little bit smaller capacity, but still between 4 to 6 hours of battery life between the 2 of them. This then ran all of our cabling around here in a nice configuration into our 2 HDMI inputs right there. Good to go. We were then also running wireless audio off over here. This is the Comica BoomX-U quad. This is a really interesting setup. It allows us to use 4 UHF wireless transmitters to receive all 4 in several different types of mixes, a complete stereo mix or single channel, whichever we want. In the instance that we were using this, we actually were sending the stereo mix out directly into YoloBox for live production. Comica also gives us the ability to monitor our levels here on the device itself. So once we had our levels set, we were all good to go. These devices were hooked to wireless lavalier microphones, which were then hidden on our talent. Now, there's nothing new about wireless audio, but what makes this interesting is that we have 2 different wireless systems here, and we could get lots of RF interference. So we chose the Comica BoomX-U quad because it's a UHF transmitter receiver. And of course, Vaxis works on a different protocol, 2.4 gigahertz. So we were using two different systems in order to alleviate any kind of interference that we have. Now, the reason that this is really nice is because we've got all of this running into YoloBox, and it's all made possible by the cage. Imagine trying to do something like this without a cage. Well, you really couldn't. You'd have to have this much larger thing. And by doing it this way, we're able to easily hold on to the device, show it. We can use it and put it down whenever we need to by opening up the tripod legs. And none of our taps or touches will interfere with the movement of a camera in case we've got a camera on a tripod and you tap it too hard and it gets a little wobbly. So that doesn't happen whatsoever. We were able to isolate all of those functions to a device that just allows our camera operators to operate and allows our director and our counterpart to view and manage. It's really cool. Now, you might say there's no way to record audio here, and you're right. YoloBox will record internally with 1080p or whatever resolution that you're doing it at the bitrate that you set for your encoding streaming. But we always record on our cameras. Our team has a protocol called ABR, always be recording. And that means that we press record on all of our cameras. Tell me how nice it is that each of the cameras can be hooked up with another one of these receivers. And since this is a UHF system that does not frequency hop, each one of those cameras can be dialed in to receive a different part of the stereo mix in order to receive and record already synced to our video on our internal camera recordings. So, 4 wireless mics, 2 cameras, we had 3 receivers, 1 receiver on each camera, each of them receiving a different part of the stereo mix so we could go in and change it out as we wanted, and then the entire stereo mix coming over here. This was all made possible. This type of ease of use thing that we're doing right here is very important to your client relationships and on-site production, and it makes it so simple. Being able to add the functionality of using YoloBox in this wireless mobile configuration is so important. It's really not available anywhere else. There are lots of different prototypes out there and people that have designs for different types of cages for YoloBox, YoloBox Pro, and ostensibly YoloBox Mini now that it's been released. But most of those are 3D printed and they work in a desktop kind of situation. This by YC Onion works great and it's solid. I've used it for over 6 months now. Hopefully you found a lot of this helpful, and I've had a great time using it. If you like this, don't forget to use the Amazon links down below to pick one up for yourself. And if you have any questions about this configuration, please let them down in the comments below. I'd love to hear them and answer them for you. Guys, I'm Rob. I want to thank you for watching and remind you that I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye for now.